Welcome to the NLPCourses.com show, where we push past the hype and pull back the velvet curtains of creating a successful life with NLP, Neuro-Linguistic programming. Diving into physiology, neuroscience and linguistic programming so that NLP becomes a practical tool at home and in your career, moving beyond the techniques so that you can make a name, make money, or make a real difference to people's lives. Tune in weekly if you care more than others. Think wisely as we set out on our quest to uncover the secrets of successful people from all walks of life. Make sure you head over to NLPCourses.com to subscribe and receive our free newsletter and other goodies. Here is your host, NLP Master Trainer John Cassidy-Rice.
Let the passion flow. Uncovering your lost motivation. Hello, my name is John Cassidy-Rice and it's a pleasure to be your host for this session. So why is passion vital and important to us as human beings? What is passion to begin with? If we boiled it down to its very essence, passion is a feeling. It's that feeling of enthusiasm, excitement. It's an intense desire. And why is that important? Passion motivates us to take action, to pursue our goals, where we invest our energy. And over the next 4 weeks, we're going to be exploring this topic from various different angles. Now, it'd be easy for us to jump into directly talking about values and beliefs around the topic of passion. The reason being is, and I think it'd be good for us to define what we mean by a value and what we mean by a belief, because they are direct channels to be able to uncover passion in a particular area. But I'm going to resist the urge. We're going to do this in the upcoming weeks when we talk about topics of unlocking motivation and uncovering the deeper meaning of motivation in upcoming sessions. Or as I like to call them, Dare to Dream and On a Quest for Change. Let's first define what we mean by value and belief and see why it's so important towards passion. And this is where often, and what I have done in the past, is jump in with both feet to deal with values and beliefs directly. Values are the things that motivate us. The reason we do what we do is because of our values. Where you invest your time and energy in what you do in life is where your true values are. Now, I might hear some of you saying, but I'm doing things that I don't enjoy doing, that don't motivate me. That is a sign that your values are not being fulfilled in that area. We can do things against our values, things that don't motivate us for a period of time before the stress starts to build up and something has got to change. Some of you may be there at the moment. But where you would willingly invest time and energy is where your values and motivation truly lies. And beliefs are the rules we have in place so that we know our values are being fulfilled. And some of you have heard me say this before. So you could see why the temptation is to dive into values and beliefs work straight away. But for this session, I'm going to resist that urge and look at something that the great Milton Erickson really illustrated in his work. He passionately believed that the answers are within you. And more precisely in these languages, that your unconscious mind is a powerful force that can be harnessed for positive results and positive changes in your life. So if we can access your unconscious mind, it gives us the ability to gain insights into our own thoughts, feelings and behaviours. We can tap into this energy enhancing tool known as passion. So how are we going to do this? Well, there's a quote attributed to Norman Vincent Peale, who is an American minister and author of a classic self-help book called The Power of Positive Thinking. And the quote that's attributed to him is, "Change your thoughts, change your world." Isn't that interesting? Change your thoughts, change your world. And can that work the other way around? Change your world, change your thoughts. If I were to take that thought a step forward, whatever happening in your world is a reflection of your inner world. So the first stages of discovering your passion, and if you have lost your motivation, how to start to reclaim that back, is take stock of where you are now. What is going on in your inner world? i.e. your thoughts, your values, your beliefs, your imagination. And how could we discover that for ourselves? It's very simple, but maybe not easy to do. Our outer worlds are a reflection of our inner worlds. So what's going on in your life? How people are treating you? How people are engaging with you? The circumstances you find yourself in are reflections of what's going on inside your inner world. And you've heard that before. This is not the first time you've come across this idea. So let's see if that's actually true. And if it is true, why would it be true? Essentially, I think this is true because we are meaning-making creatures. That means we can take random patterns, random things that are happening in our lives and create meaning from them. If we look at it at that level, that would indicate that the world, what we observe in the world around us, that information that we think is happening to us, we are creating meaning from that. So somebody says something to us and we think, well, that's harsh, they don't like me anymore. That's not necessarily fact. That's a meaning that you're creating from a certain circumstance. That would give us a good indicator of what's going on inside our own world and what's going on around us, is that we are creating that meaning in that situation. We filter the world around us. Our world comes in at us. Huge amounts of data flows into us at any one moment. And we are creating filters to let certain information in and block certain information. And I'm using information in its widest sense. Language acts as a filter. Your senses act as a filter. Your values filter the world around you. Your beliefs filter the world around you. So if you start to notice the world around you, what's happening to you and what you think is happening to you and what meaning you make from that, that starts to give you clues of how you can start to access your unconscious mind of where you are now. So how could we do that? Well, a simple way to do that is when something happens to you and it creates a response in you, whether that's an emotional response, a thought, maybe it's an idea, jot it down. Whether that's positive or so deemed to be negative. Ask yourself, what does this mean to me and my life at the moment? And what you're not necessarily looking for the answer. You're looking for overall patterns. And as you start to uncover these overall patterns, then you will start to find your own answers. And this is one of the magic, let me say that again. This is one of the magical abilities of seeing somebody skilled as an NLP practitioner or somebody like Milton Erickson. The magic he sprinkled into everything he did was through observing what other people miss, other people took for granted. And when you start to notice what's happening to you and your world around you, then there's a transformation. So is it really important about your thoughts, your feelings and your emotions showing up in your world? Is it really that important? A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology by Barbara Fredrickson. I'll say that again, Barbara Fredrickson. She works in the Department of Psychology and Research Center, the Group Dynamics at the Institute of Social Research, University of Michigan. Yes, I did read that. You could hear that in my voice, couldn't you? And there's a study that she did, which was, as I said, published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, discovered that individuals who experience more positive emotions, positive thoughts, measurably had better physical health, seemed to have a greater success in their careers, and also had stronger social relations. Wow. Think about that. Having more positive thinking in their own personal world, i.e. their positive emotions, their health, their careers, and their relationships. So I think there's something to this kind of positive thinking that's beyond the rah-rah. There has research been gone into this. And I'll put the link to her research in the show notes so that you can read those for yourself. It's fascinating reading. Wow. Are you aware of how much we've covered in this session so far? I think it'd be good to summarize some of the key points and takeaways from this podcast. Passion drives energy, drives action, and makes life exciting. The world around us is a reflection of our inner world. So change your inner world, your outer world will catch up at some point. And the reason that we concluded that would be true is that we as human beings are meaning-making creatures. Then we said, on this step of a venture into passion and motivation would be to observe our interactions with other people, how we perceive people respond to us, and at the same time take a note of what we think it means. And as we do that, what we're essentially starting to do is to uncover our beliefs and values. And one of the things I pointed out was not to get hung up on a particular comment, a particular phrase or situation, but really to explore the bigger picture. What is the overarching pattern? And if you have any questions about any of the topics in this particular podcast, please do reach out to me. Visit NLPcourses.com. And in fact, I'd like to invite you to a monthly gathering we have, which we call the NLP Practice Group. And we meet such amazing people on our NLP trainings that we wanted to keep those connections going. So we started an NLP Practice Group, which we've opened up to anybody. You don't need to be trained in NLP. You need to have an interest in NLP to come and join us, obviously. Otherwise, why would you be there? And the only other criteria I would recommend for attending is that because you care more than other people think wise. And if you want to find out more about the NLP Practice Group so we can carry on this conversation, please visit nlpcourses.com/NLP Practice Group. Yes, it is that simple. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next podcast where we start to explore the topic of tapping into the unconscious mind in a gentle and effective way so that we can start to realize where our passion, where our motivation truly lies. It's not about artificially trying to come up with a motivation, but a very gentle way, a very natural way, something you actually do more or less every day can give you the answers of where your true passion, your true motivation lies. I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.
Thanks for tuning in. You were just listening to the NLPcourses.com podcast show. If you enjoyed the show, please leave a review on iTunes and make sure to head over to NLPcourses.com to subscribe to our newsletter. This will ensure you are kept fully up to date on the latest in-depth NLP topics of interest. Stay tuned for upcoming episodes on Neuro-Linguistic programming and beyond.